Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Out of Boston here, and today I'm back for episode number 46 of my Jim Lowry Road to the Show series here on MLB The Show 16. So today we're back with the beginning of the new formatting for this series, in which I'm going to be playing less often. That way we're going to start moving through these seasons a little bit faster. I want to get to free agency, and then eventually kind of start moving forward, through Jim's prime and into kind of his post-prime, and hopefully get him all the way towards retirement at some point. I'm not sure, if we'll be able to get there by the end of MLB The Show 16, but hopefully that is, kind of the goal. So we get into the month of May. You can see Jim actually struggled there early on in the month of April, but he corrected it and, is going to end up having an ERA down below 3 by the time he takes on the Miami Marlins here late in the month of May. As I said, he struck out 13 in his last start. You can see up to 69 strikeouts and 55 innings of work so far. So anyway, as I do like to do in these episodes, I will talk about some real baseball topics here for just a moment, because I have not actually had a chance to do that in a while. And we have had a lot of new developments. I think maybe my favorite storyline so far is the Philadelphia Phillies. The fact that they, I believe, as of me recording this commentary, have something like the third best record in the National League. That is pretty insane. Them and the Miami Marlins, who have also been surprisingly decent, have actually made the NL East a bit of an interesting race. Washington and New York have still been decent. And I don't really have any disillusions about the Phillies, long-term potential as a contender this season. I think they'll probably fall off and, maybe end up winning somewhere around 81 games, which would certainly be a good step for that organization. But, still, I just think it's kind of fun to see them be competitive for the first time in a couple of years. You can see Lowry picks up a base hit there. Of course, pitchers hitting has always been a hot button topic, it seems, these last couple of years. I know that in the offseason it seemed we got close almost towards having the DH be effective in both leagues, but we did not reach that point, obviously. So I also know that my Red Sox have been playing a very good baseball. I say my Red Sox sarcastically, by the way. I don't actually mean that, but the Red Sox have been playing very well as of late. Really, probably ever since the last time I recorded one of these videos and published it. I think that right around that time is when they took off, but they've won a ton of games. They beat up on some bad competition to start, but they've actually played some half-decent teams as of late. They took 3 or 4 from Houston. I know Houston has gone off to a horrible start this year, but I still consider them a pretty talented team, and they did end up losing 2 of 3 to the Royals, which I thought really just showed that the Royals are still really, really good, at least in my opinion. I watched at least a little bit of all 3 games, and the Royals, it's the same old formula. They seem to find ways to come from behind, and their bullpen is still really good, even without Greg Holland. They still have Wade Davidson, Kelvin Herrera. Luke Hochevar has also been pretty good since coming back from Tommy John surgery. But overall, I'm really pleased with how the Red Sox have played, and I know that I do have a lot of Red Sox fans who are subscribed to me, so I do like to do a little Red Sox minute here on these Radio the Show videos, but I'm really thrilled with the way they're playing. I thought the offense was going to be good from the get-go. I didn't see it being this good, and it's obviously not going to sustain this pace. I checked, I think, a week ago on Fangraphs, and their team BABIP was something around 346, if I remember correctly. That's obviously not going to sustain. I think the MLB record for team BABIP in a season is 330, and that was actually the 2013 Red Sox. So anyway, that was a quick little trade that we made there for Parker Cruz, a catcher. If you guys remember, Yadier Molina did retire in the offseason, so we're kind of without a catcher. But Parker Cruz we actually pick up, I think, from, it was Pittsburgh there maybe? And he actually is going to come over and become the everyday starter and turn into a decent little player here for us. So you guys will see that as the season goes on. I actually have episode number 47 already recorded, which gets through the rest of this regular season before we hopefully get into the playoffs. If not, it will be an off-season episode after that one. But I'm not going to give away any spoilers, but yeah, overall very happy with the Red Sox. Still, they definitely need to go out and add a starter. But the thing I'm really excited about with this Red Sox team is the fact that they have Dave Dombrowski at the helm, because I feel like Dave Dombrowski is going to go out and be aggressive, and he's going to make a trade. And based on his track record, I have pretty good faith in him making a good trade at this trade deadline for another starter to add to the mix. Hopefully David Price can correct some things. He's looked better in 2 of his last 3 starts, actually 3 of his last 4 starts now. I got his starts out of order there. But he's looked good in his last 2 starts against, Houston, and the start against Kansas City the other night. But he's looked better. Hopefully Erod will look good when he comes back, although he has not looked good in his rehab assignment starts. Stephen Wright has been quite the revelation. I really don't know what to think of Stephen Wright. I watch him pitch, and it's really hard for me to believe that he's this good. But I don't know what it is. I mean, his peripherals aren't that good, and I'm sure he will regress a little bit. But, I mean, he's got a pretty lengthy, I think he's got like a close to a 20-start track record now in the majors, and his ERA is sub-3, and I don't think it's going to be sub-3 forever, but I mean, I don't really see any reason why he can't be like a good third, fourth, fifth starter at back end of rotation. He's certainly an innings eater. He gives them 6, 7 innings every night, which is really nice on the bullpen, especially because he does work at the back end of the rotation. Typically, those are the opposite guys who are only working 5 innings at a time, like the Joe Kellys of the world. But anyway, I'm really happy with Stephen Wright. He's probably been I guess I should say he's been my favorite story of this baseball season so far. But anyway, we wrap up our second start here. We get pulled up to 7 innings. Actually pitched pretty well, but only collected 5 strikeouts and picked up the loss as well. I surrendered the only run of the game there in the 1-0 loss. And now getting into the month of June and through the month of June now up to the All-Star break here. And I actually thought I was going to make the All-Star team here. My numbers were pretty good, and it's not like I pitched on that Sunday before, so I go to play next appearance here. And it goes to the All-Star game. So I'm not sure if I made the team and just didn't make it into the game or what it was. But it didn't make an appearance, unfortunately, and you can see I didn't make the starting roster, so to say. I guess I didn't, make it via the fan vote or anything, but I don't know. That was weird. I was pretty surprised, though, because you're going to see my numbers here before we take on the New York Mets in the third and final gameplay for this episode here, and I guess we're not going to take a look at my numbers, actually, but my ERA was below 2.5 at that point in the season, and my FIP was even better. We'll take a look at my numbers, actually, after this game here against the New York Mets, and you're going to see my numbers are going to be pretty filthy. So pretty surprised I didn't make the All-Star team, but whatever. I'm not too mad about it, not too bitter, even though I just rambled for like 30 seconds on it, but I digress. You can see I switched my rotation or my motion here to Mark Melanson's. He has some pretty nifty mechanics, I believe, and he is another one of my favorite pitchers to watch in baseball because he has crazy control, and he puts some pretty good movement on his pitches as well. But anyway, that's a sacrifice fly there from the Mets, so they get on the board here. That is going to make it a 1-0 game. Now, still the 4th inning, 2 down. That high fastball is going to retire the side right there for the third and final out. So there we go. Lowry is through 4 now on to the 5th. It is Daryl Setsalani at the dish. First pitch of the AB. He takes that high fastball to a deep right field, and that is going to stay fair and get out of here. A short home run right there, kind of a line shot. Not really something that you typically see get out of the park, but it does just that. So now it is Matt Harvey at the dish, our opposing pitcher here in this game, and he goes down swinging on the fastball. Now Michael Conforto at the dish, and he's going to go down this time on the off speed. It was a changeup that got Conforto off balance right there. Now Dustin Ackley up. He's going to fly one to deep left center field. This ball is back, but it will be hauled in front of the warning track right there for the third and final out. Lowry would get through the inning, but he would be done 6 innings. 4 strikeouts, 2 earned runs, and another loss. No run support once again for Lowry. Part of the reason why he is only 6-8, but the rest of his numbers look mighty fine. More than a 7-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio so far this season. The WHIP is under 1. The ERA is at 2.47. And you can see the peripherals look pretty darn fine as well. The FIP, I believe, is right around 2.33 if I remember correctly. The home runs per 9 at .76. Would like to get that down just a smidge, but it's really nothing to worry about, I would say. So anyway, really good number so far for Lowry up to this point in the season. Looking to continue that in the second half and hopefully guide the Cardinals to the playoffs. That's going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Peace.